I just had a pop thought. Hey guys, welcome to a new segment on my channel called Pop Thoughts. I used to do these back on my old channel, which was Books and Music for Life, and I really enjoyed doing them because I liked talking about, things that would pop into my head, bookish related things, obviously. But I just want to share them with you, and I feel like this pop thought really pertains to what my channel is all about, so I wanted to discuss it with you guys. Okay, let's face it, it's no secret that technology is growing, and different ways of saying things or sharing things are becoming so much more popular, and social media is just outbreaking. Technology is becoming super big in our lives. Part of this being that an important thing that I want to share with you guys is that books are not the only format that you can tell stories on anymore. I know, insane, right? This is why I decided to call my channel Seeker for Stories, because I don't plan on just doing book reviews. As you've already seen, I did a movie review for the second Amazing Spider-Man movie, and I plan on doing more movie reviews for movies that I see. I mean, I don't plan on going to every single movie and being like a movie reviewer, but if I like a movie enough, or I just really feel like it's worth discussing, I want to share it with you guys. But yeah, I feel like it's so cool that we can find so many different ways to share our stories now, and I want to share just a few of those ways that we can do it. So of course you've got your standard books, and then you've also got movies. I mean, obviously. We've also got television shows, don't forget to put those in there. I mean, these I feel like are basic storytelling formats. And some people will argue that movies and TV are bigger, but honestly, they can all kind of be connected. I mean, what are the most successful movies and TV shows? They're based on books most of the time. I mean, not all the time. You have some successful movies and books that are all on their own, but usually they're based on books or comic books. Either one of those. So yeah, I feel like they're a closely knit group, and there are main ways of telling stories. However, we can also tell stories in so many different ways now, and that is thanks to our growing technology and people who are learning to use it. One format that is becoming increasingly popular is the Welcome to Night Vale podcast. If you can focus. There we go. So it's on my tiny mini iPod, but that is my Welcome to Night Vale podcast on here, and I love listening to Welcome to Night Vale. It is told like a radio show, and it's just an amazing new way to tell a story, and I am completely in love with the Welcome to Night Vale podcast, and if you haven't checked it out, I really, really suggest you do. It's pretty dang awesome. Next is kind of like books, but it's a little bit different, and you might have heard me talking about these books earlier, and that is the Skeleton Creek series, where it's a multimedia book, which is something that Patrick Harmon likes to do sometimes. So here is the book, which is told like a journal, and if you come to a certain page, you get the web address and the password. Go to the website, type in the password, and you get a video that goes along with this. So I felt like this was just a totally new and awesome way to experience a story, to like read, then watch, then read, then watch. And it is so cool, and I totally recommend the series if you haven't checked it out. It is something so unique, and you'll never forget it. It's brilliant, really. The next way that you can tell a story is also through, guess what? Apps. This is another project of Patrick Harmon's, and he is part of the Dark Eden app. So I have all of book 1 on here. So basically what this is you click on book 1, and these are all the different chapters of the novel. So if you want to check it out, the first one is free. So you enter it and you come to this map, and you click on one of them to see where it will take you. And if you see there's all sorts of numbers, click on them in order, and it will bring you to either a video or a journal entry or a audio file. So It's really awesome and it is so cool. I totally recommend you check out Dark Eden, and if you're not really a fan of that, there's always the book you can check out as well. And just to brag here for a moment, this is my advanced reader's copy that I got of Dark Eden. It's signed by the cast of the app, and of course by Patrick Carman, so that was incredibly cool. Patrick Carman also does the 315 app, which is little short stories, so you can click on it, and the first one is also free if you want to check that out. So you listen to the audio intro, and then you read a short little passage of the story, and then for the ending you get to watch a video. And this all happens in 15 minutes or less, which is why it's called 315, which is 3 parts in 15 minutes or less. So this is another cool app if you guys want to check it out. It's so unique, and I totally recommend you guys just have fun with all Patrick Carman's stuff. It's just awesome. In talking about apps, I also want to talk about how stories can be told through video games. I mean, how many of us haven't heard of The Last of Us being like a huge, like, awesome game in the gaming community, at least here on YouTube. That's what I think, and on Tumblr and stuff. I haven't played the game because I don't have a PlayStation, but I've watched PewDiePie's playthrough of the game, and oh my gosh, it was incredible. And if you ever have like a day to waste, totally just go watch the playthrough of The Last of Us. It's so powerful, and I just love how the story was told through a game, and it was so incredible. So stories can also be told through video games. You know, it may not be the greatest way. I mean, I'd much rather be reading a story than playing a video game, and sometimes not all the video games have a story, but it can be told through video games. And I always loved playing Pokemon games when I was young, and I still have those nostalgic moments where I go back and play it on my old Game Boy. And I just love the story of Pokemon, just someone who really starts out with nothing and then rises to become, you know, defeat all these challenges. And I thought that was a really cool game to play for youngsters, and I also enjoy going back and playing it now. I'm not afraid to admit it. I love Pokemon. Who doesn't? That being said, the last format that I want to talk about is stories can be told through music. And, you know, it's not always like a love song, you know, like a Taylor Swift song, and just, sometimes. But there are many different stories that can be told through music, and I love listening to a more story-surrounded song. I feel like those are always more powerful, for most of them. Like Whiskey Lullaby by Brad Paisley and Alison Krauss, I think. I love a lot of Phil Vassar's songs. There are a lot of story-based songs. I love songs that tell a story, and I feel like they're an important way to tell a story as well, and you can't forget it. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys, is to not forget about all these different formats that stories can be told through. So that's why I called my channel Seeker for Stories, is because if anything like this comes up and I want to talk about it, I mean, these are all stories. Stories for me tend to make me want to talk about them and discuss them with people, and what better way to do that than over YouTube? So yeah, even though reading is probably my favorite way to experience a story, as it probably is for most people on BookTube, never forget all the many different ways that stories can be told, and just embrace it, really. Don't say that, watching movies is stupid. Why don't you read the book instead? Watching TV is dumb. Why don't you read the book instead? Why do you play video games all the time? Oh, that's so stupid. Now remember that for the most part, people are all experiencing stories. People all want to experience stories. So no matter what format they're doing it in, I feel like it's important to embrace the storytelling of our generation. And just remember that we are all story seekers in our own little way. So I'll see you guys later, and as always, have a great day, read a great book, or experience a great story, really. And I'll see you all later. So if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Doodly, and Game Center, all at Kaylin318. You can also follow me at Goodreads, Tumblr, and Google Plus at Seeker for Stories. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys with my next video. Bye!